Okay, Super Rugby Pacific players to watch out for. Now, I've been thinking about this for quite a while now, especially when the teams first got announced. Who's the people we should watch? Why should we watch them? What's special about them? Who's current All Blacks that need to be mentioned, or up-and-coming players that should be future All Blacks? So what I've done is I've comprised a list of all the New Zealand teams with their players, who they are, what they're about, and why I think they're worth watching. And the only team I couldn't really do was Mona Pacifica, but that's because, well, we'll get to that in a minute. So, kicking things off with the Blues, big player that I really want to see have a great year is Tom Robinson. Big Red, the blindside flanker for the Blues. Absolute amazing player, hulk of a man. He's almost 2 meters tall, 120 odd kilos, I think, last time I read. So, absolute beast of a player. Very unlucky not to get a call up into the All Blacks in the past year. I thought he was a shoo-in, and I was gutted when I watched the call-out and his name wasn't announced. But at the end of the day, look, the selectors have their reasons. They have their players in mind, who they want to see, why they want to see them, and that's completely fine. It's always up to them, but it's just the depth and loose forwards in New Zealand at the moment is just out of this world. There's so many good players, so much potential. It's just absolutely insane. So here's to hoping he has a big year. And again, before I even forget, Tom Robinson was captain for the majority of the season last year, with old Big Pat taking an injury, and now he's away, so this is his year to shine. Yes, Papa Lee is captain, and I'm a huge fan of his too, but it's just one of those players that I really hope to see get a call up and, again, see more of. Next up, this one's a bit of a wild card to throw into a list like this, but Bowden Barrett. So, one of my favourite players, absolutely incredible, World Player of the Year 2 years in a row, so you can't go wrong with him. Felt like he was a bit of an odd choice to put on a list like this, but on the same token, I feel like it's worth mentioning. The main reason being, well, this will be his first season for the Blues playing at fly half. He had a Terry Black last year who did dominate that spot, and again, fair go. He was there first, and he did run a great game, and Bodie was pushed to fullback, but this year, Bodie's made it clear he wants that 10 jersey, and he wants to be the All Black 10, so I'm really keen to see what a full season of Bodie at 10 can do. Obviously, he was at a crucial point of the Hurricanes getting their title when they did, so I'm really hoping to see the Blues actually go through and get another title this year using him. Moving on to the Chiefs. Now, the Chiefs is a bit of a hard one to pick because there's so many good players in there, but I'll start with Peter Gus-Solkula. Reason I want to see more from him this year is he has always been an immense player, always a beast on the ball, always dominating, whether he's at blindside flanker or at number 8. Absolute amazing player and delivers a lot for the Chiefs team. Again, like Tom Robinson before, very unlucky to miss the call up, but at the same time, like, you can see the depth of loose forward in New Zealand. It's absolutely amazing. So many good players that just miss out because of the depth. But I'm really hoping this is his year. He's already played fantastically in the opening games for the pre-seasons. Humble guy too. Again, could have scored a try, but passed it on. Literally, he was over and just thought, there you go, mate. All the best. Get it through. So, again, great player. Very, very keen to see what he can do. For a back, this time I've gone with Josh Ioane. We obviously seen plenty of him playing with the Highlanders, but this is his time to shine. Again, with D-Mac going to Japan, play for Suntory, this is his chance to really show what he's made of. He has that one cap from back in, I think, 2019, I think it was, or 2018, whichever one, and he hasn't been called up since. But I think going off his NPC for Otago, going off everything he's done, I think this could be his year to really put his hand up and say, hey, look, yes, you've got Mo'unga, yes, you've got Barrett, yes, you've got McKenzie. Why can't I be the other choice for a fullback cover or even a fly-half cover? Why can't he be that? So I'm very keen to see how he steers the Chiefs ship and how he rudders that team to hopefully even get to the finals and hopefully win. Being a Chiefs fan myself, I'm really hoping he gets there, but we'll have to wait and see. Going on to the Crusaders. Now, the man on everyone's mouth and everyone's mind at the moment has to be Pablo Matera. Now, Pablo Matera he was the captain for Los Pumas when they beat the All Blacks for the first time ever. He had an immense game, and everyone knows that YouTube quote where he says, I play for my country, he shows me no respect. Everyone remembers that. It was absolutely unreal. But I'm keen to see what he can bring, especially to a very, very strong Crusaders team. Now, in my opinion, the Crusaders' main weak point has always been their loosies. They've had a couple of good ones, but none that have really been absolutely stellar in a long time since the McCaw days. So, always had good locks, always had good props, and their backline is the All Blacks. So, you can't go wrong with any of that. But I'm really hoping to see an interesting game that Pablo Matera can bring out. It's going to be fantastic to watch, and I cannot wait for the game, which is literally happening today. So, eagerly going to wait that one. Now, moving on to the backs. Well, actually, I've cheated on this one. I've gone another forward. I've gone Quinton Strange. Now, Quinton Strange, another lock, co-captain for the Tasman Mako. Absolutely amazing player. Very, very unlucky as he got his 2020 All Black call up, but unfortunately, I think he did his ankle, and he never made the field and thus never got capped. 2021, same thing. Never got called up, never got a cap. So, poor fella for missing out, whilst other players obviously got ahead, which is, again, good for them. But, again, he probably should have had that call up, but I'm hoping this year is the year we see Quinton Strange actually get some game time, actually get some playing. He is obviously backing up Sam Whitelock, who is, again, I think was he the third or fourth most capped All Black? He's definitely the most capped All Black on the field now. So he's backing him up, and again, someone's got to take that spot, and I think he is perfect for it. So I'd be very keen to see him lock up with Scott Barrett and actually dominate in the locking, in the engine room, so to speak, for the Crusaders forward pack. Moving on, Hurricanes. Now, Hurricanes was a bit of a harder one, but again, I've been following them for quite a while now, and I think I've got my mindset right on this team now. The one player that I've been really keen to see, and see do well, is Devin Flanders. Now, I get excited watching him play. He's immense over the ball. Again, another loosie, very, very unlucky considering the depth of the loose forwards in the All Blacks and New Zealand as a whole. But just absolutely immense, always brings his A game, dominates. He dominated in the NPC when he did play. And was absolutely immense. So I'm really, really keen to see what Devin Flanders brings this year. I've noticed he's in the starting lineup. He's ready to go. Can cover both blindside and number 8 comfortably. He's tall, he's young, he's fit, he's ready to go. I cannot wait to see what he can bring. Game 1 against Crusaders, and again, going back to my previous point, the Crusaders has always had that weak point being their loose forwards. It'd be amazing to see what Devin can bring to the table, and especially exploit their weak points and hopefully get a try or two. Let's see what happens. Now, for a back for the Hurricanes, I've got a bit of another wild card here, but I'm very keen to see what he can do. Reuben Love. Now, Reuben Love has always been a fantastic player. He's always done immense. He's always been amazing from what I've seen of him. Came out, I think he was 20 years old or 19 when he was debut, and he was purely just covering because they just ran out of fly halves and fullbacks, so he had to come in and play. But he played fantastically. He did so well. He did so well this current year. He also did well in the NPC. I think we all remember that try he got down the side with a little punt and chase, and he got it. Absolutely amazing work by him. Just basically proving he is going to be the future for the All Blacks. He's only young. I think he's only turned 21, if my memory serves me correctly. But still just a fantastic player. Keen to see what he can do. Great read of the game. Great read of the rucks. Great read of everything. Great game management is, I guess, what I'm trying to say in a nutshell. So very keen to see what he can do when given the opportunity and given the reins like he has now. He's pushed Garden Bachop into the bench, which is, again, a huge achievement in its own, making that adjustment to push into a seasoned player spot. But I guess time will tell. We have to wait and see. Last but not least, as I said, I'll mention Mono Pacific at the end, but last but not least, the Highlanders. Straight away, first Highlander I think of, Ethan de Groot. Absolutely loved his performance for the Highlanders in the 2021 campaign. Loved him against the United States. Loved when he got the ball and got to play. Again, his debut in Dunedin was absolutely immense. He did fantastically. He's one of those props that I see just growing into his role. Again, a very young guy. I think he's early 20s, but he's got a long career ahead of him. He's just been playing out of his skin whenever he gets the chance to. Again, it was great seeing him play for the States. Up goes the Stags. It was absolutely fantastic. So, keen to see what he can bring to the table in terms of a loose head prop. Again, he is young, he's rearing, he's pushing to go, so the older boys might have a bit of trouble keeping up with him, and that's what I think the All Blacks need, is a rejuvenation of some players that are starting to get old. Do what the English team has done, Marler on the bench, had the younger fella play Genji, and then just swap him over the last 30 minutes as an impact player. That might be the way forward. Whilst you've got the young and fit and strong players, get them out there, dominate, then bring on the old guys to finish it. But anyway, I'm not a selector, I'm not a coach, that's just my humble opinion on the matter. Now, last but not least, for a back, Folau Fakatava. Now, amazing player when he played. Again, I'm pretty sure he got the Magpies their first, the first NPC I saw in the Mitre 10 Cup. He got them the trophy. I could tell it was him by his big blonde, what do you want to call him, mullet or mullet fro or whatever it is, big blonde. But anyways, he was absolutely immense when he played for the Highlanders. He perfectly complemented Aaron Smith. They both played a fantastic game and they were great to watch. Now, I'm really, really hoping to see more of him this year. It was an absolute tragedy that he got the knee injury that he did, but I want to see him come back and strike harder than ever before and to get some dominance. I mean, he's proven that he's got the great game management. He's got the foresight. He can see things. He can read the game well. He can box kick well. And the one thing I think the halfbacks, the scrum halves for the All Blacks are lacking is that dominant scrum half. They have some good ones, but they're all getting to their twilight years, their later year of the career. You got Aaron Smith, he's early 30s, Brad Weber, early 30s. Both fantastic players, but there is that time where you start going, okay, I'm not as quick as the younger blokes, what are we going to do? So it's great to see there's a strong future coming through. Finlay Christie, I also rate him. So I actually enjoy watching him play when he did play. He played very well against Italy, very well against the States. Yes, he had that little blunder against Fiji at the start of the year, but hey, look, this is like his first or second game, so these things happen. Anyways, I'm very, very excited, very keen to see him play. Again, young fella, I think early 20s, Tongan born, so it'd be great to see what he can do. Look, there's obviously many more players to mention, but the biggest issue I've got at Moana Pacifica, I haven't seen enough of the players to want to give an honest interpretation of who I'm looking forward to watching. There's a lot of good players in that team. I've seen the depth, obviously more seasoned players, a bit older, potentially retired, gone to play in Europe and stuff and come back. But look, with all that experience, it's surely going to be a good team. So I'm keen to see the first couple of games they play, see what they do, see how they manage their sides, and just go from there. If I notice any players that stand out to me, I'll be sure to make a follow-up video to mention specifically them, to say, check out these players. I think they'll be fantastic. But for the time being, we'll keep it with the 5. And yeah, let me know your thoughts. Comment below. Have I hit the head on any? Have I missed any? Is there anyone you think that should be on my list? Again, I didn't mention at the start, but I tried to do a forward and a back for each team. Crusaders is a bit hard. I mean, there were some backs I wanted to pick, like Whaianuku and stuff. But at the same token, Quinton Strange, I really want to see a big year from him. And you can't not say Pablo Matera. I mean, he's just a big signing for that team, and I can't wait to see what he can do. So look, let me know your thoughts, comment, like, all that good stuff, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.